You
top.
don't wear glasses yet.
No.
All right. Good for
Well,
you.
I just wear these close-ups, but now it's not enough.
Uh-huh.
Okay, boomer is a phrase that you'll find all over, being used to minimize the wisdom and experience of boomers. So today we're meeting with Elisa Lodge, who's one of the best boomers I've ever met. And you're not even a boomer, you're pre-boomer, right?
Menopause.
Yeah, no, I mean, Wowza, this amazing being that's here with me today, Wowza Elisa Lodge is 89 years old, going on 90 this year, born pre-World War II, so not a boomer at all, right? And has been a leader in the human potential movement for 6 decades.
Decade. Da-dum, da-dum.
6 decades. Esalen Institute, a trained actor, trained with Lee Strasberg at the Actor Studio in New York, a former Miss Florida and fourth runner-up to Miss America. And I know that was because, you were doing karate chops in 1957 on the stage with your white gloves on, and it didn't really go well, right? So, so wowza. We're here to talk about the expressive uh, work that you've been doing for years, the ecstatic church of wow that you have a sanctuary that you're bringing people into to uh, expand beyond all the labels, all the static descriptions and body postures and ways that we box ourselves up. And it's even more poignant time now because as women, we're in an age where we're under attack like we've never been before. And it's about harvesting the power of others, especially women's power.
Yep.
Yeah. So we want to flip the script. We want to bring experience and wisdom back into being valued,
Mm.
because our culture is losing so much from losing their connection with their femininity and losing their connection with wisdom and experience.
Mm.
So
Beautiful.
let me start there with you and tell me what, from your perspective, what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions about aging?
Mm. A big question. And one of the misconceptions, well, first of all, I'm dedicated to ageless being. An ageless being is accepting and open to all ages as having seeds of new and different ways of being. The moment I would say or try to act 39, let's say, I am cutting myself off from a far larger expression of energy. So I honor all the ages. That's first and foremost. And what has happened, I feel, in our world today is that we have become addicted to a certain age group.
Mm-hmm.
And anything beyond that is already over the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Beliefs around that is
Mm-hmm.
astounding, to actually keep this wisdom of knowingness, of intuitive expression.
Mm-hmm.
Woman is truly carrying and minimizing that. It's about a control game,
Mm-hmm.
control and being controlled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we have been, as women, raised from the get-go to be subservient to the man's needs and desires.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be taken care of.
Right. A
We
patriarchal view. And I find now that
view.
this patriarchal view is even now extending to more people. And in patriarchy, they're not wanting to just control women anymore. They want to get back to how they were able to control everything economically so that they could have more, putting people in a position of slavery. So it's no longer just about women
Mm.
now.
Right.
This idea of taking the power of anyone that they can, you know, energetically, is extending now to white men, brown men. It's it's pretty, it's a difficult time. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah. So for me, it's also recognizing these roles. And a lot of my work is actually portraying them with breath, sound, and movement. I've just again come through a piece of work, what I call the performance art of play, in which I have people enact the controller consciousness,
Hmm.
literally take it on the voice, the belief systems, and then switch and go into the controlled,
Hmm.
which mostly women play.
Hmm. But
And
going through these exercises, it
Mhm.
really allows people to feel the energy of the different power structures.
Right,
And then they recognize them when they're out in the world
right.
more easily when they understand the energy of them.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, there's many,
Can't
many,
recognize them.
right.
Can't recognize. We can get caught in them and get lost in the part.
Sure. Now, me, I'm 65, going on 66. So I am just experiencing for the first time in my life what it's like to feel invisible.
Mm,
You know, as a woman, most of my life, I felt more like everywhere I went, I was being stared at, checked
mm,
out, or evaluated,
mm,
you know. And
mm,
now that I'm getting a little bit older and people and their initial if their initial energy when they see me is, oh, there's an old lady, then I get a whole different energy, right? And I can change my energy and how I appear to people just by whether I'm hunch my shoulders a little bit and bring my chin down and my voice is a little bit different. Or I can, you know,
whoop.
bring my shoulders up and back and
Yeah.
then I appear to be much younger. So I
Have
find
creative
that
quality.
as I get older,
You have creative options.
we have creative options, but I also find that there's an imprint in the conscious field or something that keeps trying to push me to, act my age.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I love having you in my life because you teach me to resist it.
ooh. See, and I'm really thankful for a story in which has contrasted from one extreme to the other. And now I can play in the middle. I know both sides of that pendulum of as you know, the ugly duckling, the cross eyes, eczema,
Hmm.
physical emotional abuse, talk about subservient, shy, fragile, completely closed off
Hmm.
into a famous beauty queen.
Hmm.
I mean, that's a great story
Sure.
that I'm really enjoying now as something that on some level of consciousness was chosen for this lifetime. And I feel bringing me through the eye of the needle into a greater consciousness now. I've been there, I've done it. And when I perceive others and I perceive the beauty of your face and your shining eyes and the love that you exude, Elizabeth. See, as we can stay into that great wow and see through the masking, the hiding, the fears of these people that are so-called, the dominators of the culture. We got to know there's also a scared boy in there and
Yeah.
who has
Yeah.
the very same background.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And what boy has been truly cared for in a way that brings out more of their universal feeling heart?
Hmm.
Very,
And
very.
we, there's such deep need now for men to really understand all of the imprints that have been put on them that are so unhealthy and so unsupportive of their own hearts and
Absolutely.
their own expression, you know. And we've had this incredible, you know, year, or not even a year, you know, where this Jeffrey Epstein thing has been going on, and we cannot get any accountability for all these leaders who
Mm.
are associated somehow with some horrible sexual repressions and abuse, you know,
Yeah,
that have come out of.
unbelievable.
And I don't know if you've seen the news that just came out in the last few days. There was a big expose about a website where men go to learn how to rape their wives secretly, and they sell products so that you can give your wife or whoever it is, a colorless, tasteless liquid, completely knock her out. And then they're filming themselves opening her closed eye to prove that she's completely knocked out and then raping her.
Wow. I have not.
And then they're selling the film.
Right.
And this is not, I mean, this is not a porn site. This is not
My God.
illegal. And it just came out in over the weekend that in February, this website, which is called
Mm. And that's
Motherless,
exactly what it is.
yeah, um, that they're, you know, they had 62 million visitors last month. So it's causing a tremendous ripple through the consciousness right now about power structures,
Mm.
energetic,
Mm.
spiritual, psychological, emotional, physical power structures, and how they are being manipulated to hurt people tremendously right now.
Mm.
And how this basically 10,000 years of moving towards being motherless
Mm. Mm.
is catching up with patriarchal
Mm. Mm.
thinking. And, you know, where is it going to take us right now in this very pivotal time with AI, with a bro culture, and with a tremendous amount of women's rights being
Mm.
eliminated?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So talk to me about the power.
Well, first of all, when you were talking, it's so easy to turn and judge that
Mm-hmm.
and see it as, this horrible
Right.
thing. And of course, then the more we do that, the more that those thoughts are circulating in our own head. So I feel that one of the key words is compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Passion for myself that was raised to be subservient to a dominant energy, my
Right.
father, and seeing my mother completely play into the bull in the china cabinet. And rustle around, to make sure he won't fly off the handle
Mm-hmm.
and do anything possible for that not to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Be as a young child. Oh, that's the way a mother and father act.
Yeah.
And if it's not that, it's something else. Again, this whole separation between our heart and other people and how we've had to protect and defend. So, with all of that, how can I keep remaining in the face of that, my heart open enough to keep growing and expanding to be a real model for the world? And that doesn't mean, hearts and flowers and just a positivity that doesn't see that, but can acknowledge it and realize that parts of that is within we're all one body. We're really all one being. There's only one energy in the world. We have to remember that also. So all of this is who we are. And so what can I do to to keep my heart open
Hmm.
and the
And
compassion.
remain in community.
Yes, and it takes a lot to tango. It to do this alone is, and that's what the other piece is separation, a whole separation consciousness. I'm here, you're there. And in that way, I protect or I defend. And that's where the judger comes in.
Hmm.
If I'm separate from you, then I can see that, oh, yeah, she's getting a little old. She's this, anything where I can get the upper hand on you. So I get to feel just a little better in that moment. It is in the judger of minimizing another person to feel, yeah, see, I'm more superior, I'm more this, and I'm more that. Whoa. And well, suddenly we look in the eyes of someone like that. And if we've been raised with a little bit more of the unlovableness, ooh, that shrinking feeling of feeling not enough. Oh, they're judging me for my age. That's the moment of wait a minute.
Wait a
Wait,
minute.
put on,
That's your tool.
whoa. Yeah, wait a minute. Can I take a breath here? Can I bring out the big wow to see
Hmm.
through the facade?
Hmm.
Oh, Elizabeth, I just want to say this is just so exciting to be with you. We've spent so much beautiful time together in the past, and I just consider you such a dear, dear,
Oh,
heartfelt friend. And here we are, and able to share in this deep way to begin to. I was just feeling this morning. We talked about what are some of the tools, but a porousness, a permeability. I don't end with the skin.
mm,
Something much larger going on here. And
hmm.
that's where, see, I look at you and we have a history which I really feel is so crucial now as we do mature to have fellow players
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
heartfeltness
Yeah.
in which we can continue growing and expanding strong rather than caught in how terrible the world is and see how I just shrunk in
And
and
it's
holding.
going to sound odd, but a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with is frustrated play.
Yes. Yeah. As I'm on my trusty ball.
You're on your ball.
See, I consider it the planet. Why not be riding on the planet with all of the creativity, innovative ideas that are bursting to come forth now?
Hmm.
A massive creativity of how
It
do we
is.
want to make it up?
Hmm.
How do we want to make it up? How do we want to see this new world? And that's where community now can come together. Let's outplay what that would look like. How
I
can,
mean, so many of us had great, great, incredible visions of where we'd be,
oh,
as a society, you know, because of our age and experiencing the 50s, 60s, 70s, for me, 70s, 80s, you know, I did not expect us to be in this place. I mean, we were talking about all of the exact issues that we're dealing with now.
yeah.
We've been talking about them over and over and over again, and they're coming back up. And this time, there's a really strong cohort of energy to, really turn back the turn
Mm,
back time, you know, and
mm,
really go with this motherlessness.
mm, mm, mm,
And
mm,
there's too many young people
mm.
who are creating a new reality all around us. I keep looking around and looking at the old world and seeing it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
There are all these young people creating fabulous new
Ooh.
ways of being and living. And I'm just so excited to see what they're going to do when they get into power.
Mhm.
And they're challenged. They look at people in our age and they're like, you have not done what needed to be done.
Yeah.
Why haven't you done what needed to be done? And that's where the okay boomer thing got
Mhm.
its traction, you know. But we're the dreamers. There are so many of us that are dreamers and I don't know, tree huggers or feminists or people who want egalitarian, equal rights and opportunities for everyone. We're here. We're with you, kids, and we want to build community and let them know
Absolutely. The
and
whole
give them your tools, all
right.
amazing Wowza tools.
Well, I just want to celebrate the hollow movement. I mean, the hollow movement, that is bringing together all of the new physics. I mean, that we have the science and the mystical
Mhm.
really joining forces now as never before. The science is there. Again, we are far larger, more magnificent
Mhm.
than we will ever know. And the old game of power over under, top dog, underdog, all of that separative consciousness is proven now over and over and over again. It's not working. The warlike, conflictual energy, it will just continue again to spiral into greater separation. And so who's going to, go, wait a minute, I don't have to play that game anymore.
So your book, The Sacred Actor,
Yeah,
is working through a lot of tools for people to
yeah,
be able to um, become the great infinite self,
yeah.
to look into others' eyes and see themselves, to not be afraid of vulnerability, to not be
Mhm.
afraid of their own power. So
Right.
talk to me about some of that.
When you said mother loss, I start
Motherless, yeah.
motherless, but I start my day with the hum.
Mm,
Mm.
the hum of mother's love.
Oh my goodness, the mother of the world. Oh, dear child. The story a little bit about that, but where I did, I just, as most many children, they just did not receive the love they needed to really feel their own courage and strength to move into the world as themselves. They had to cover and mask and do whatever to fit in and win approval
Mm-hmm.
from the, yeah, that world at large. And there was something where at 12 years old with my father, who gave up a dance career and buried himself in a factory and was mad.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, again, knowing physical abuse. And my mother had brought this beautiful picture in my bedroom, and it was of a woman sitting by a stream, and the stream was actually running through her body.
Oh,
A little child was sitting at her feet, clinging to her leg. And there was like a halo of light around her head. And when I went to my room, I just gazed at this picture. And in my imaginal mind, I just felt her arms just reaching out to me in this pain I was feeling. And I heard a humming tone, something so beautiful I never knew before. And it was a
the hum of love.
beautiful, dear child, you are loved. You are loved by the mother of the world. And my
Did you hum to yourself when this happened?
it travels with me. I mean, cooking, cleaning, the house, riding in a car. And what I want to say about the hum, we're vibrational beings. We're entangled with the vibration of creation. There is nothing that is not vibrating. And guess what? It's all humming. Every planet is humming its own song. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So it would behoove us. And now with again the research of the health benefits of vibratory play of energy. Good grief. Mm. I mean, see, this is a brain gym. We can use this into the pain of heartbreak.
I just
Mm.
encourage people, do you hear these sounds that Wowza's making? Just take a few minutes to make some sounds like this for
Yeah.
yourself and see how it
Oh,
feels in the brain, how it feels in the sinuses, how it feels in the throat, how it feels in the heart. You'll be shocked that you can treat yourself with humming.
see, most of the time, because of the mental mind, the head-centric mind, see, everything is kind of straight line, separative body language. We can go into that later, but you get that, om, but this is different. See, this is it's got
Oh,
a curve. All energies waves.
mm.
All
And
energy, see, is wind and waves. And
we know it as simply as when we just take a deep breath in and go, ah,
I'm keeping
how
it to the
much better
hum
you
right
feel.
now, but that this silence, see, where this is the greatest health secret. You can be anywhere. You can be in the boardroom with things flying and people at each other's throats. I mean, you can be humming up a storm inside without a peep. And guess what? It clarifies the brain and all its belief systems. It opens the heart enough where you have the clarity of mind to be
Mm.
able to take it to the next level
Well,
rather
let's take it to the next level in just a minute. I'm going to do a quick ad because in order for us to be on here, we have to talk about our sponsor, Coolest Tech Ever. And we love the products at Coolest Tech Ever. They're curated products that we use, and they are for internal and external or environmental coherence. Because without coherence, and that's what we're talking about with even your hum brings you back into internal coherence. Um, these tools to keep you in coherence will help you maintain physical and mental health and balance. So check out Coolest Tech Ever for all kinds of products that can give you that. So the ecstatic church of wow, where my God loves your God.
Ooh, right. Yeah. I feel because I was felt so separate from others. Again, I was the town leper, skin disease on my face, neck,
Mhm,
and arms.
mhm.
So when at
And
12,
not receiving comfort at home,
oh,
not receiving a comfort at home,
not at all.
making probably causing some of it, the nerves and anxiety. Yeah.
And big, big glasses because I was cross-eyed. My parents didn't see eye to eye. And something remarkable happened at 12. And just a very brief story where how did all of this, and my energy is growing. In 6 months, yes, I'm going to be 90 years old, and I am just I feel like I'm just getting started
Hmm.
after 6 decades of realizing the true power we really do have when we see a bigger picture. And at 12 years old, completely isolated in a European family, and just had no real friends. And my seat in the in the grade school was sitting on the windowsill because nobody wanted to catch it. And
Oh man.
Billy the butt above bully would come every day. Oh, don't get near her. You know, you'll catch it. And so at 12, my mother again brought at this time a mirror into the bedroom. And mirrors were my enemy because I didn't want to see the ugliness that I was. And when I finally had to look in the mirror, I was so struck, and I saw a old Halloween mask on the wall, and I just ran to it and plopped it on my face. And suddenly the ugly duckling
It
had
was freedom.
The ugly duckling had disappeared, and it was a dragon breathing fire. And in that moment, whoa, 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 whoa. And it whirled me around my little bedroom, and I was free. I mean, I was free. And when I took the mask off, I'll never forget, my family had come back and walked in the room, and instantly, zoom, 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 back into my little shy, fragile self.
Mm.
Contrast of feeling an energy force bigger than life, of anything I could even imagine. And then feeling in that next split second this inhibition of a contraction, expansion. And that,
It's a
though,
waveform.
was the beginning of my spiritual world opening up.
Hmm.
Is who am I? What am I this? Am I this? I mean,
Am I
how?
going to stay in a little tiny waveform of reality and what's real, or am I going to make it really big and experience a lot?
Yeah,
You really saw the power of the sacred actor
right.
at that moment.
That was the beginning. That was the beginning. And I'd go in and out, in and out. And usually in intimate relationships was where that little ugly duckling could
We'll
peek
come back, huh?
again. Ooh, but at least I was on to her,
Hmm.
right? I had an inkling, as hard as it was to open because it wasn't popular.
And you could treasure her. I mean, there's something that she was bringing to you.
Uh, Compassion, and I want to say vulnerability.
Uh-huh.
And that is the hum of love too.
Empathy.
Mother of the world. Again, I see you, I feel you, I am you. Regardless of what masking is on the face, we have a choice. And that to me is one of the great tools.
Hmm.
What would it be like to look at the son of a bitch and know it is a mask and that there is a
And
terrifying,
there's a choice.
and
There's a
if we can
choice.
tap into that child self that was so indoctrinated, conditioned, programmed to be anything but itself.
And then we both, coming of age for you was a time of women completely shifting.
Yeah.
And you had to break through so many barriers that by the time that I turned 73, I was 13 and Roe v. Wade was passed.
Mm,
So by the time I was 18, I could have a bank account.
mm,
By the time I was 21, I could have a credit card,
mm.
and my own car and things like that. Things that you just never imagined for yourself, probably when you were 17, 18.
Right.
Um,
But
this,
I did have again, this miraculous experience where I began to, in that experience, I had a breakthrough idea that, oh, if my father says I will never be a beautiful dancer, I'm going to be the world's greatest ugly dancer.
mm,
that's something I could really be good at. So I began literally going out in the garage and practicing my ugly dancing. Now, what was that about? It was that extreme exaggeration of movement where I that broke through the programming of inhibition that couldn't move out of the box.
Hmm.
In other words, it absolutely took me out of the box and gave me an interesting practice where the more I did that, the more energy flowed through me. And at
Ah,
15, running down the hillside in Boca Raton, Florida, to the beach, you know, feeling curves coming in my body, feeling this incredible aliveness. And a photographer saw me and he said, May, I have a picture that I just shot of you. Um, would you sign this, et cetera, et cetera? I didn't know what he was talking about. And my picture came out and it was radiance under the sun. And I went, oh my God, who is that? I had not a clue. I mean, it was, and then the Chamber of Commerce called. We want to, invite you into this beauty contest, being the gladiola, whatever.
somehow you released some sort of a cork
Yeah,
on your self-expression and on power they're trying to cork
right.
down your power, and somehow you released this power, and it was they couldn't stop seeing it once people saw it.
Right. I must have won over a 5 year period, five different beauty contests. And it was not about being the most beautiful girl. It was not about that at all. It's just that my first love affair was with an audience of strangers. It was the first time I felt accepted. I felt, oh, they
Ah,
liked me, and I
yeah.
would whirl down the stage. I mean, my joy just burst out of my skin, and that's how I won. I didn't even realize that at the time. But then I would peek through the curtains, and I'd see girl after girl after girl, beautiful, beautiful girl. And I saw how they were posing, how look at me. And I couldn't see their radiance. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's what it is. That there is something truly here in this incredible energy called unconditional love. And that was the state I was catapulted into. And things
So an
from
experience of the mothering of the hum of love, the mothering of the earth, the mothering of the belongingness that we have to nature, to this experience of being in the body,
Mhm,
um,
mhm,
a mothering of the self
mhm, mhm,
in a way, I guess.
mhm.
Yeah.
And the joy. What is joy? And how come it's such a, I mean, undercover commodity these days? I mean,
Hmm.
genuine joy of being alive and realizing, oh, that's all I want to do in this world is touch people's souls, open their hearts to a joy now of truly being alive and how to sustain that.
So how do you sustain it? What are your things that you have to do every day in order to keep this going?
Well, I like this idea of having worked with physicists and the new physics, that, see, we're entangled. Our breath is entangled. I breathe as the wind. Wah, oh, and the ecstatic liveness. So I've opened the five vowels as portals to move into any dimension, meaning the great opens the sky of the mind. The great is the wholeness of soul, the voice.
The
Oh,
O of the
oh my
Om.
goodness. See, it opens up and brings feelings back into language again.
Feeling.
So,
Sensation.
see the See, it's all vertical, and so it brings the energy back deep, deep inside, and the passion, the animal.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. See, it open that the ecology of our being. See, it's the great So I've developed what I call a wow language. The W is the wind and the wave. And it gives people a very short, the mental mind loves this because it just has way, we, why, whoa, woo. And right now I'm talking in my mental
It's
language.
so sweet too because it also makes you playful and childlike in a little way, you know. It's like, way,
Well,
wee, why, whoa, woo.
and it's, now we can do it mentally. Wait, wait, whoa, 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 wait, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. My body is uninvolved. And it's this nice thing. I mean, it's a fun thing, but wow, you can't see my chest. Wow,
As it
wee.
lifts, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's wavy gravy. I mean, we're fluidity of
And
being.
fluidity, you have the balls that you bounce on and you roll over. And I know you have all types of things. You have a big cushy rug on the floor and you have all types of things to roll on.
On, roll it. Rolling out of the cave of contraction and constriction. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
do you have a morning ritual where you're doing your way, wee, wow, woo, woo?
totally. And that it's doesn't just stay there. It slows me down enough to feel the
Mm.
vowels in words. Meaning, those are the portals that our heartfelt aliveness can come through in language. Heartfelt, it can come through in language. Yes, we need to
Oh yeah,
move
look at the difference. You
that
look like you're just a
bump
professor with no
separate,
energy.
separate, right, exactly. I'm here and you're there, and now I'm giving you a tool. No, there's so much of it. I see Kundalini energies, which I play with in the ecstatic aliveness, which is again the joy of riding the waves of energy. And I see again very mechanical, stuff, doing the same exercise but doing it through a separative body language. And that's why, that's why it's the hum, the oh. It's a language. It's a consciousness. Ooh, yeah. I get it.
Now you're not acting like an 89-year-old right now.
Even
I
stereo,
have an idea what an 89-year-old is supposed to act
stereo.
like. Why don't you act like it?
See, to fit in, I feel women of this age have been bought into a stereotype caricature called old.
Yeah.
We don't have a clue what's possible out there. I feel at 90 and 95, God forbid accidents or whatever, but I mean, I have got to be in better shape than I am now. If I continue riding my life as an energy source rather than a separative being, called, here I have a name, wow, wow,
Mhm.
that I have encoded, by the way, that's another tool, encoded in the wowza and the wow, all of the qualities of youthful aliveness, the spirit.
So I want to remind you, oh shoot. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have a little break. You want to take a sip while we're in between? So talking about that very thing, I remember now, and this is for our audience.
Yeah.
Wowza, you had a hip replacement. It's not like, you've had none of the things that people deal with as they age, right? That's one of the things I remember you telling me about, and how the whole process of going through that and being put into the hospital and being treated a certain way because you're of a certain age, and being treated a certain way in the rehabs, that you found yourself falling into the stereotype of what they were expecting, and your voice started to change and you walked a little different,
A
and
little,
was like you caught yourself. I remember you telling me, I was like, I feel like I've been infected with this.
I've been duped.
Yeah, I've been infected with this. This is how you're supposed to be. And they're trying to push me back into this little be an old lady. And
Right.
I can't do it.
And then, wait a minute.
Wait
Oh,
a minute.
a little voice came in, honey, take your own medicine. And what that did was whoops, a fluidity. I am fluid. I'm a liquid being. Uh, Going below the pain, going below the constrictions and the operation and all the stuff. And suddenly, as I tapped into this fluid being again, I could move as that fluid being. I could be that fluid being. And I've never had to have a walker. I've never had to have a cane. It's not that I wouldn't, obviously feel it, but it was again pinpointed that when they say we have everything that we would ever seek is in every cell of our body, there's a holographic rendition of a universe, literally in the trillions of cells of our being. Who are we kidding?
Mm-hmm.
It's kept from us. We don't have not had this 101 of who we truly are.
Mm-hmm.
It's all been masking to fit in and win favor with others.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
one,
so we want to recapture all this wisdom. We want to at Seniors on Soapboxes,
mm,
we want to celebrate and reconnect the community of youth
mm,
with the seniors,
yeah,
because we
yeah.
have so much to offer. We have
Oh,
so much wisdom and experience. And so many of the things that people are very, very upset about now and very worried about, we've already lived through two
mm,
or three times,
yeah.
and we're still here. So we've got something to offer to help you, to help people get through it. You know.
Yeah.
So for our Seniors on Soapboxes, don't let it get you down.
Mm,
You
mm.
know, it
No,
don't
there's
let the okay boomer stuff get you down. Don't eat it.
mm,
Don't swallow it. Hang out with us here at Seniors on Soapboxes, and you know, get into your fluid self. Recognize the waveform that you are,
mm.
and
Hey,
do
ooh,
those things that from a very, I'm going to go back a little bit to our sponsors and remind that Coolest Tech Ever is offering a lot of products that are about the anti-inflammatory lifestyle.
mm,
And in order to have health in your later years, you have to do things so that you reduce the inflammation in your body. Everybody needs to do
mm.
that. no
That's
matter your age, because inflammation is the first sign of illness. So when you can reduce inflammation, you're just better off. So all the products over there are things that we use to help. And I know Wowza uses a Blue Shield. She's got one in her house. And I know she's got a great water filter because it's important to make sure that you are hydrating with healthy water. And all the basic things, we need to make sure that our homes are environmentally safe now and what we eat as
mm,
much as possible. So
mm.
I'm not sure, where are we time-wise? Let's see, 12:40. Um, we want to quickly so you're you have the Church of Wow, which you're running sanctuary events. I guess you're
Well,
running, what are you doing?
no, it's at a place called the Sanctuary.
Okay,
And it's just a beautiful center, and they're popping up more and more now. There's ecstatic dance and sound baths and
right.
healing of
So it's a local healing center and you're doing that. But
yeah.
you've done this over Zoom for quite a long time. And I know you were traveling back and forth to
I know.
China and to other parts of the world where you were offering these ecstatic play
Mhm,
trainings, really, to really get people to get into their fluid selves and find that sacred actor within to
mhm.
help them work through whatever they need to work through in their lives. And so you're now doing this via
Hey,
Zoom and you're doing this at the sanctuary. You're having these events. People can find you at sacredactor.com or they can find you at wowza007 at gmail.com
mhm.
to set up sessions with you
Yep. That's
over Zoom.
yep.
Or if you're in the Marina Del Rey, California area, you can join Wowza at an event at the sanctuary.
Yeah, and also performance art play ensembles. I have a group of players that I play with every week, and we're doing sacred activism theater.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting with all of the talk that we've been doing. One of the pieces we're doing is the alchemy of power, in which we are beginning to perform this piece now for the community, in which the one side of the stage, the dominators come out in their puffed out chests and stomping the ground and business as usual. And then from the other side of the stage, the submissives come out. Oh, anything you say, dear? Oh, yes, yes, yes. And you see the interplay between the two. And then at a certain point, the submissive, there's like this one would pop out of the box and says, I can't breathe in here. I can't stand it in here. And she looks at the dominator, goes over to him, rips his mask, it's all in mask, half masks, rips his mask off and plops her mask on him.
Oh, ho, ho.
And you see this big, dum, 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 going, oh, in front of you. And the little whoa, you don't see the whoa, the way, the whoa, the whoa. But rather than the whoa, 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 now you sing for the next little piece is the energetics of a fluidity, a beam that doesn't see it goes out and it goes high, it goes low, it goes wide. I am the great energy source rather than an act of energy to use to dominate somebody else. You can hear it and see it in my body. It stops here. Once we are get aware of that, oh my
Well,
God,
this
going
this
back and
experience, this experience of being in human form is really about learning how to handle the power that you
yeah,
have.
yeah, it can
How
be
to handle,
dark.
manifest, grow, express. It's a power game.
Yep, yep. And then the third part of it is the alchemy dance, the alchemy, where suddenly these two energies are now combining and playing, that we have the masculine, feminine, and again, in every cell of our body, we are both and. We're not a but. We're both in. And once those energies, whoa, 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 whoa. See, then we can play the roles. And I wanted to say about the ecstatic Church of Watts, it came from 2003 Burning Man.
Mm,
I felt was really an incredible experiment that all of the cars or the buses or whatever would come had to have the labels covered. There was no money involved in here. It was all giving and receiving. And it was in its own way offering people a sacred practice playground
hmm
to
hmm
explore new and different ways of being. And that's where we had the Great Ecstatic Church of Wow, and huge teams of people where we would go and there would be somebody and all dressed up and yet shy and a little self-conscious. And we'd go up to them and say, we're from the Ecstatic Church of Wow. May we wow you, you know? And they go, oh, right. And then it goes, check it out. Look, oh my God. Oh, I mean, this and that, of literally there's living art here. And very rare is anyone really seen. It's like, yeah, hi, were you? Bye. We don't always use these eyes. See, again, to really see a human being there, never before and never again. And then coming into those eyes and say, oh, I see you, I feel you, I am you. Wow. And it would be then the first time that their eyes would open
hmm
and go, wow. And that was miraculous. You know, I went, no, I liked this.
Well, and
That's
that
my part.
connection
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
is just so beautiful that you always come back to. And I'll never forget when you taught me uh, to spend more time gazing into when I'm gazing into someone's eyes, a little bit more time in looking into their left eye,
right,
their
right.
softer
I've got
self.
a little bit more on that. The left eye is more of a receptive. It takes in, and the right eye has a tendency, not always, but it's a little bit more dominant. It's a more
hmm
active, open. Now, of course, the key. See, all right now, as I look at you, your beautiful face, Elizabeth, I can look through, see the center eye, the third eye. And in that open peripheral vision to see the bigger picture around you. And in that, I see both the receptive and the dominant, almost like two different people.
Mm.
And see, this eye, if you look, is can be very different than this side of my face. Pictures are taken between the two sides.
hmm
Really, it's almost like two different people.
It's a fabulous tool,
And
the
then
eye
through the
gazing and
third
paying
eye,
attention to that.
through the third eye is again the embracing of a wholeness, an intuitive knowing. There's a deeper self here. And it would behoove me to truly open to it, because to the degree I can open to your wholeness and seeing this energy, guess what? I come away greater in my energy flow than before. So the connectedness with beings, no matter what they present on the outside, there's a deeper self in there. And
Thank you, Wowza.
we don't know what's going on, but boy, we can see it and feel it and be it.
Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you for that wisdom.
Mhm.
Thank you for all that you've brought to our audience and to
Mhm.
me personally. You've just been such a blessing with all the wisdom and knowledge that you have. You're profound,
Mhm.
really, human being, and I
A little
love you.
kid comes out. Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
thank you for spending this time with me, and let's do it again soon.
Yeah, this has been so delicious. Play, to
Let's
play
make more fun. Let's make more delicious time together. I love you.
you and love your audience. Yes. Thank you for showing up and being with us. Ah, we go forth. Dum, dum. New and different world of loving wholeness now.